Well, it's time to finalise the roadworthy on this Ford. I've got to do the odometer for that one. I've ordered new plastic gears off eBay and I'm going to try and recondition it tonight. But I figure first, better disconnect the battery. And it's also a good chance to clean terminals like this. So we've got steel onto lead and it's oxidising pretty bad. And that's on the negative side. The positive side isn't much better. A big wad of oxide coming through there. Not a very ideal system, these bolt through ones with steel tags. I might even get some proper clamps, the brass or lead battery clamps, and use those instead. I don't like these bolt through ones, not one little bit. It's just asking for trouble. Yeah. Still a bit of current drain from the security system. And the power antennas. Yeah, power antenna's stuck. That's why it went into reset mode. Okay, so definitely a lot of oxide there. That's not good. It was still making contact and working, but it's an eventual failure point. That one there was for the caravan that my friend was towing. He had a separate extra DC cable going down to the tow bar with a big plug on it. Yeah, still contacting, but just gradually degrading. There we go. Well, I figured I'll do this while I still got a bit of daylight. That's looking a lot better. I'm not going to put proper clamps on it just yet, but when I get them I will. Yeah, just cut back to clean metal, get rid of that oxide layer. A lot of people don't know that. They just spray terminal cleaner on everything, put it back together, and then wonder why it failed a week later. It's because he didn't break the oxide layer. You need sandpaper or a very fine cut file. It's a second cut file. And just break that oxide layer, mechanical force. Don't just spray it with something and then call it done. It doesn't work that way. I'll do that side too. Wire wheel the bolts, just make sure everything's spotless, and then coat it in some terminal protectant. Same within there. I'll take these nuts off and clean those ring terminals because there's a big barrier of oxide between them by the looks of it. Yeah. It's funny how DC works. The slightest layer of oxide and you really start to lose amps. I mean, seriously. So many weak cranking or failed starting attempts because of bad battery connections. Okay, the battery's sorted. Now I've got the fascia out, 3 screws in the top that go up through there, and there's 2 hidden ones behind these push buttons, panel buttons, up through there. So you got to get your screwdriver in, undo them, one there and one there, just behind your fuel door and trunk release. And I've got the fascia off. It's a good excuse to clean it too. I haven't cleaned this car since I got it, so I'm probably going to get the vacuum out and do that. And I'll also do the little Nissan Micra that's sitting over there. Vacuum everything up. The Micra's got dog fur everywhere, so I better get rid of that. I don't have major allergy problems, but certain pet furs and things just make me go completely nuts. That's why I sort of want a big dog with really coarse hair rather than fine, fluffy stuff. Even cats, I don't mind some cats, but the really fluffy cats just give me hay fever, something fierce. Anyway, apart from all the dirt and dust in here, I'm going to take out 4 screws by the looks of it. There's 2 in the top and 2 at the bottom. I should be able to pull this out. Likewise, got my little package with the gears from eBay. It's about $29 shipped with priority shipping. I didn't really need them that much for priority because I didn't get the ball joints done in time, but either way, it's cheaper than a Wrecker Speedo, and at least I can keep the original cluster with the car. So yeah, mind you, I went to the Wreckers looking for one just to see if they were cheap, and they were all busted. They were all at 0.0. Like, the odometers never worked. Well, they did work at one point, and then someone pushed the button while I was running at high speed to reset the trip meter, and it shredded the gears. Apparently that's how you prevent these from breaking. Do not reset the trip meter whilst you're driving. Stop completely, then reset it. That's what I've been told. It's just people resetting them on the fly, and they're just not, the mechanism's not designed to handle that while it's running. It just snaps teeth off one of the plastic gears in there. So we'll see what it's like inside when I get it out. Hopefully I don't have to take the steering wheel off. Looks like there's enough gap in there. And that's with the column at full bottom, because these are, they don't slide out, but they do tilt up and down a bit. Yeah, I can't slide it out. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got the cluster out easy enough. Just tilt it forward and slide it out past the column. It didn't have to take the steering wheel off. This one's been out before and it's been opened too. There's a lot of screwdriver marks around the housing. I did have a quick look at a tutorial, so I know what screws to take out. There's long ones in the back here that hold the front in there, and the short ones, there's supposed to be 4 of them, but they hold in there. So I'll take that out and I'll carefully separate it. We need a fork apparently to carefully lift the speedo and tacho needles off. Sort of make sure they go roughly back in the same place. It's fairly tricky, but yeah, I wouldn't call it an easy amateur rebuild job, but for somebody who's got a bit of experience with machinery like I do, well, it's not that hard. But if you've never done something like this before, don't do it. And likewise, this isn't going to be a video on how to roll your odometer back either. Don't work on this sort of thing if you've got that sort of inclination, because it's a criminal offence to roll back the odometer on a vehicle. This one here, by the time I'm done, it should read the same or higher. So if it reads lower, it's roll back. If it doesn't, well, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with clicking it on for more mileage, but clicking it back is a criminal offence, so don't do it. Okay, that wasn't too hard. You don't have to take that side off. We just want to get into here. Just use the prongs of the fork, slid it under the speedo needle, and then lift it up on both sides, and it popped clean off. No damage done to it. So, got to remove the diffuser and everything, and remove that plastic shroud. I should be able to unbolt the mechanism from the back. There'll be 3 screws by the looks of it. But yeah, this thing's all electronic. There's no cable connected to it in the car. Just a couple of big multi-pin connectors and 1 2-pin connector back here. Maybe power, and the rest of it's data signal, that sort of thing. And of course, I've washed my hands, but they still look dirty, so we'll try and be fairly clean with it, although it's got marks and things from whoever took it apart last time anyway, so it's never going to be new. I'm not really fussed about it. But if it's on a customer's car or something like that, you'd have to keep it spotless. There's companies that charge a fair bit of money to do this sort of thing too. The guy at the wrecking yard referred me to one, and they wanted a few $100s to reco a cluster like this. It's like, oh, bugger that, I'll spend $30 on gears on eBay and do it myself. I'm not a complete idiot when it comes to mechanical stuff. Okay, well that's out. It's the speedo and odometer pack. Obviously it's all made by VDO. 1993. Yeah, well, I'm not interested in the speedo itself. I just got to get into this side here where that little synchronous motor or whatever it is drives it. The speedo itself being electronic, this one looks like a voice coil arrangement. There's a coil on a wiper in there that rotates when the voltage supplied to it goes up, so it'll follow all the way around that magnetic coil, or there'll be probably a permanent magnet on the back of that steel backing plate there under that cover, but that's all a sealed riveted unit. Can't really take that apart without destroying it. Next time I find one of these, I'll pull it out of the wrecked car and do a proper autopsy on it, because that's kind of interesting stuff. But for now, my interest is removing this PCB and getting into that little gearbox in there. Hopefully it is a broken gear and not a bloody problem with the PCB. The caps on it are pretty good, Nippon Chemicon. They're good quality. Yeah, let's hope it is sheared gears. Most of them do it, if not all of them at one stage do it, but yeah, fingers crossed it's a plastic gears and not something more serious. If not, I'm in trouble. Well, there's your problem. One missing tooth. That's all it takes to screw it up. The motor's rotor gear looks fine, so I just got to find that missing tooth and make sure it doesn't get jammed in anything else, and replace it with that one. That's its replacement. Looks slightly bigger on the bore though. We'll see about that. And that one there fits over the centre. I'll replace that one anyway. It's not broken, but I'll replace it anyway. I'm just curious as to why the bore on that one's a bit bigger. I can always bush it out with something though. And cut a piece of acetal and turn it down. Very tiny little hole. Curious about that. Okay, well that can go back together now. The old gear just has a small bore size on the other side, so there's no bushing needed. It's just that one, the new one, has a through hole. That one there was tightly moulded onto the backing plate, but a little bit of modification and it fits. Should be pretty good. I found the old tooth, the broken one, was wedged in one of the teeth on the outer housing here. So it's a planetary gear set. The tooth ended up jammed in here and just completely jammed the assembly. So yeah, it'll work again. It's very good. But yeah, that's the mileage counter and that's the trip meter counter there. Pretty simple. Normal drum timers. Synchronous motor's fine, or whatever that is. Yeah, I call it a synchronous motor. Probably a variant to a stepping motor or something. Well, that's that. Nice and easy. I know the needles aren't 100% where they were before, but close enough. As long as it passes roadworthy, that's the main thing. And that's how anal they are about roadworthy stuff in Victoria. The trip meter odometer must work. It's like there's no other option. It's probably one of the hardest states to own cars in Australia. $630 a year for registration. Plus, if you want a roadworthy something, they're very, very picky. They've got to take photos of the car and send them off to the RTA, Road Transit Authority, for approval. Various other things. $150 just for them to look at it, and then you got 7 days after that to fix everything. So of course I lost my $150 on this one. It's just ridiculous. They're trying to phase out old cars and just bring in lots and lots of new ones and things like that. Make it genuinely hard. So yeah, let's get this cluster back in and see if it works. I'll reset the trip computer, so if it works that should roll over when I drive it.